I'm here at Money 2020 in Las Vegas. This is the year's flagship fintech event where the biggest names in payments talk about what's next for the industry. And this year, what's on everybody's mind is stablecoins, that subset of cryptocurrencies pegged to the value of a real-world asset, which is now virtually synonymous with the U.S. digital dollar.
I think what's really interesting at this Money 2020 this year is that everybody is talking about fintech. Everybody's focused on integrating finance and technology. It's finally come to this really big place where everybody's getting involved, big players and small players.
This is going to be the first year where stablecoins actually settle more than Visa, which is mind-blowing to think about. And I think stablecoins and crypto more broadly have just become much bigger than most people realize. We still see a lot of aha moments when you tell people how big the stablecoin market has gotten, how big crypto has gotten. You tell them 600 million people are already using crypto and their head explodes.
The bridge between the crypto ecosystem and the traditional financial system. And that's why you see the leading fintechs, right? Stripe and PayPal and Visa and others really lean into the use of stablecoins.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And while the sheep sleep, the NWO builds. How fast this digital economy is moving. Stable coins are settling more than Visa. Yes, guys, you heard that correct. And never forget who funded these digital assets from the beginning. The big banks and big corporations. And that's the reason why we're seeing traditional finance being tokenized and put on blockchain. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we're a little over 24 hours to see who's going to be the next president, Trump or Harris. But we also know it doesn't matter. Remember, guys, politicians are nothing but paid puppets. And whoever gets elected, their job is to land us in this fourth industrial revolution, where the robots, algorithms, and drones take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and they're going to hand the keys over to the next president. So therefore, they open the doors up to the metaverse. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have Warren Buffett sells more Apple, more Bank of America, over $300 billion sitting on the sideline. And what did I tell you? There's trillions and trillions of dollars sitting in these money market accounts because they're getting 5% with no risk. But eventually it's going to move where? Over into the emerging markets. So while we're lowering rates, the emerging markets are going to be looking a whole lot more attractive because of the long-term growth. You're talking about China, India, Africa. Majority of the population moving the fourth industrial revolution. So you're witnessing the fall of America to Babylon and the rise of these BRICS nations led by China and that digital yuan backed by that digital SDR. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. But first, guys, we know we have to have those drums beaten. And who's always behind the drums? That's right, the central banks. And we have the Fed most likely is going to be cutting another 25 basis points because of that labor number. But then also, we still have inflation. And next year, we're going to have even more risk of even more inflation. But they have to keep cutting rates. And that's going to destroy this legacy market piece by piece. And you're going to see AI, robots, algorithms, and drones being the replacement. So therefore, humanity is taken out of the economy. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Yeah, I'm bullish only in the sense that election uncertainty has caused people to de-risk and cash to sit on the sidelines, but the fundamentals have been good. Earnings season's been very good. The Fed is dovish, and I don't think it's going to matter who ends up in the White House. Even if it's split Congress or a sweep, I think markets do pretty well either way. So it sets up for a really good rally into year end. But when it starts in November is just what we don't know.
No. So when you look at we were talking about what Buffett's thinking with Apple or what he's thinking with bank. I mean, You take Apple and a leading financial, and that covers a pretty big range of the markets. And Andrew thinks he's building an ark. Could you really? It wouldn't work. There's too many species to bring on there with him.
I'm just saying he's building a cash ark.
Cash ark.
An ark out of cash or something. Or is that what he's doing? He may be doing something else. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I know part of it is he's anticipating capital gains taxes could change, so he's taking those gains now. And he's not necessarily having a big cost of money because he's earning 5%. But next year, the cost of money is going to drop, so he'll have some pressure to deploy it.
Yeah, I do in 25. I think the problem with the 50 basis point cut was that it was a signal that the Fed, to put it in Austin Goolsby's terms, the Chicago Fed president, they've got hundreds of basis points to cut rates through the end of 2025. And you've seen what interest rates have done since the middle of September, right after the Fed cut. And this is the market, I think, just screaming at the Fed, whoa, too much. You're going to create an inflation problem. You're going to overstimulate an economy that doesn't need this much stimulation. And if you throw in that a Trump victory, we'll find out in 24, 48 hours, that we're going to be looking at tax cuts, deregulation, and tariffs, we definitely don't need hundreds of basis points of rate cuts.
The Wall Street Journal had an article over the weekend that suggested that the Fed was going to look through those weaker than anticipated jobs numbers that we got on Friday. Do you think that's the case?
I think it's the case. I think they should look through them. As you point out, it was driven by hurricanes and a strike. And the underlying economy is certainly stronger than that kind of labor market would suggest. So I think they'll look through them, and I think they'll do what the market expects, which is a 25 basis point cut.
Musk's $1 million giveaway out in Pennsylvania. The judge in Philadelphia, this is from our colleague Gary Grunbach over at NBC News, has denied the Philly district attorney's motion to stop this giveaway. Obviously, we're 24 hours away from Election Day, so it might not have mattered too much.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
Cryptoteacher and the new World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.